Good afternoon, everyone. Aluminum smelters cutting output, zinc smelters cutting output in Europe even further, high electricity, China cutting lithium, aluminum, and copper. Smelting's the next shoe to drop. Electric cars, where they're going to get the inputs. More gold, more gold, more gold. Seems a lot of countries are stocking up. Bulgaria banning timber exports. They need the firewood, don't want people hungry and cold in the winter. 1921, Engineers and Mechanics Guide. You think they were referencing this working Tesla coil in Russia? The descent and the collapse of the world has begun. The liquidation of our planet is underway. How will you deal with this as we descend into lower depths to a 0 point to bring in a new management system on the planet? Did you really think a penny was a full copper penny like it was in the 1960s? I don't think so. It's alloys with copper coating. Scratch the surface and we shall see what lies beneath. Why do we invest in copper discoveries? Soon they're going to fight for it. Coming copper shortage. We're hearing the same about silver as well for industrial applications. Jumping over to aluminum smelters. This is the next shoe to drop. First it was all these food processing facilities, gone. Mom and pop, gone. Markets down, yes. And enter the smelters. Aluminum smelters, no base metal, no business, no manufacturing. Aluminum smelters cutting output, power prices are too high. We're going to watch this scream past anything in May as we move forward. Zinc and aluminum smelters shuttering operations in Europe. Let's read below from Bloomberg reports. Slovakia aluminum smelter closing. Adverse conditions, high electricity prices, and until that's solved, the Norwegian firms cutting production are also going to stay offline. And don't leave zinc out of the mix. Day after zinc prices surged again, LME wiped out on their supply. Europe's largest zinc smelters say we're going to stop also, substantial threat to supply. And it does continue across the planet. Let's move over to China. Extended power cuts, droughts, hydroelectric limited, lithium and metals, aluminum, copper is going to add to that offline supply. And we're going to watch that runaway pricing, just like we've seen across the entire planet with everything from the food to your energy. And let's take a look. How deep do you think the drought is? And how quickly do you think this hydroelectric will come back online? Is more the question we should be asking until the supplies will once again match demand. History is being made thanks to a new study. There's strong evidence to suggest collagen is one of the best supplements in the world to help reduce the appearance of skin aging. Researchers found the supplement helped improve the skin's elasticity and hydration of over 1,100 people. Based on the results, researchers concluded collagen was effective, reducing signs of skin aging like wrinkles. That's why I've been using one of the best collagen powders on the market, containing 5 critically important types of collagen your skin needs to help rejuvenate its elasticity. Unlock your secret to healthy aging with this collagen powder. Health with Adapt 2030 is notorious for selling out, and as the making of this video, back in stock. Take 51% off your order, free shipping, 60-day money-back guarantee. Healthwithadapt2030.com. Click on that link in the description box below. And now on with the video. Because the demand currently for aluminum, copper, lithium, all set for batteries. So it looks like there's going to be a slowdown in the EV production. You can count on that. What's the lag time? What's the delay? And what's going to be the stabilization where things go back to quote unquote normal for production? And go to your favorite search engine and type in smelter closings. And we'll find 3 more to add to this list since June. So now we're getting up into the dozen plus, which is going to have an effect. Now the thing about this electricity, everybody's talking about the shortages because we can't get the coal, the nuclear, the hydro, the wind, etc. I'm going to bring you over here to 1921. Odell's Engineers and Mechanics Guide, Volume 8, shared the knowledge of atmospheric magnetic electricity, actually repeating the experiments of Tesla and Faraday, both. This is Volume 8 here. I think you can still pick it up online. So I do believe a lot of these goals that are set for conversion to electric fleets of automobiles running across the planet is going to be delayed because of all the smelter closures. Now, until we figure out this electric debacle that we're in, the constraints and the bottlenecks, everything from that base manufacturing of getting the metals to even build the vehicles and the materials to build the batteries, until we can get all that straightened out, we're going to see significant delays. Now, how long will that be? 6 months or a year? Because the bottlenecks right now are going to be backing up 6 months, 9 months from this point. So it could be another year, year and a half, and finally we'll start to get some sort of normalcy. Not sure, because as it looks right now, the economies are going to contract because of all these spiking food and energy prices. So if you got contraction, smelters offline, and they just can't start because electricity prices are 10x what they were last year, this is going to continue for some period of time. Dare I say the D word. And lo and behold, an actual working Tesla wireless energy project in Russia. Now, it has not been functional and up and running for a couple of years, but this is a functional system. Now, the reasons that they shut it down, unknown, but we should at least look at the possibilities of not only this earliest prototype, but then the Gen 2 that moved forward with this. And it does surprise me that we don't look back in history in the early 1900s and dust a few of those patents off and start experimenting with them. I went to the Nikola Tesla laboratory in Zagreb, Croatia. No less than a dozen functional generators using the Earth's magnetic field, things spinning on tables, not connected to any wires. All we need really is a shaft to be spun, usually using steam to spin the same shaft that will then brush on something and create the electric current. But if you cannot put a meter on it because the Earth's magnetic field's free, then I guess we're not going to go down that road. But all options should be looked at currently, because we are at the end. There's nowhere further to go. We're at the wall right now. And the electricity problem is not going to be solved from this point. So the replacements for it are intermittent. What we need is something that has the girth of coal, natural gas, or nuclear, indefinite, with no polluting after effects or inputs into the system. Magnetic field making magnets spin on opposite rotational disks fits the bill. But again, you can't put a meter on it. So on-demand electricity for your home or for these large businesses, you could go orders of magnitude scale and have continuous power forever once the devices are built. I mean, as long as the Earth's magnetic field is intense enough to make magnets repel each other. We all did that when we were kids in school. Put the two magnets on the desk and make them push each other apart. Same principle. Bring it up to make something spin, and we have the power devices. We need to think way outside the box here and get over the greed and the profit thing for just a moment, not in a communist way, but to get over this so we can bring in and usher in new systems that will take us into the next world here. So we're going to go to the most rudimentary form of combustion. Bulgaria banning timber exports due to firewood shortage. And this should actually be one of the biggest stories coming out of Europe at the moment, where they're so afraid of people being cold and hungry in their homes that they're going to save all the wood in the country to make sure people have heat this winter. fearing a shortage of natural gas, exorbitant energy prices, and we were going to step back a couple of hundred years, back to the pioneering lifestyle we have all been talking about that would be ushered in by these higher food prices and shiny bits of antiquity. Oh, gold I'm talking about here. Russia proposes new standard to compete with the LBMA. Now, why is it everybody's purchasing gold at the moment? I thought this was maybe a one-off. You know, the LME destroyed their reputation with the whole zinc debacle, reversing trades. Only the bigs can make money. And then you find China ramping up gold purchases, more than 80 tons, taking it out of Switzerland. The surge in gold imports, 5-year high. What do they know that we don't know? And I said, oh, wait a second. Qatar, 14.8 tons of gold in the official reserves, largest increase since 1967. So what is it that they know that they're not telling everybody else? These countries acquiring vast quantities of gold. If you were expecting a reset in the financial system, you would want to hold gold. Also, as we move forward, if this does go to zero and coming out of the ashes like a phoenix, oh wait, economists beat me to it, 1987 front cover, holding a cryptocurrency coin. Distributed ledger technology, DLT, central bank digital currencies, will be a part of this also. And you might want to think, in addition, they'll probably have carbon allocation credits, digitized forests in the sea, the oceans. You can digitize anything and put an asset value to it. And then suddenly, if you add in real estate or land itself and then the human labor capital on the farm earth here, then you have these different pillars which you could start a new economy. Problem is, everything needs to go to zero first. So everybody's in unison moving to the same system, adopts the same system, and adheres to the same system and the rules of 1 = 1. And then we're off to some sort of slow snail races again to rebuild our civilization that will have collapsed by that point. They keep telling you don't look about gold, don't look about silver, yet all these countries are buying. So it's the opposite for the bigs. They're trying to keep people like you and I in the same conditions as the reset occurs. So when somebody asked me if I had plans for the fall, it took me a moment to realize they were talking about autumn, not the collapse of the civilization, which I am talking about over these last dozen videos, which is now in play, in your face, no way to avoid it. You're gonna wanna get ready. My Patriot Supply and Adapt 2030, 3-month emergency food supply, 25-year shelf life. And being able to ride out the chaos is a good thing. We're in the collapse phase at the moment. So whatever form, way, or shape that getting storable foods together, get out to the store, get some buckets, put things together for your families and yourselves. Food is going to be a tradable. But as we march forward, you already see that this is in play. It's amplifying every week now to the tune of what it was months just a year ago. The things that we've seen happen just in this last week with the electric pricing and the shutdowns of industries, the droughts wreaking havoc and the skyrocketing food prices, accompanying those droughts that are going to be inbound here in just weeks from now. There's going to be a panic across the globe. Now, it should go in stages. If you're watching this video or you pay attention to economic news, that 15 or 20% of the globe already understands what's happening. So you're going to see a few of those people out there getting prepped up. But as we march into late October, right around Thanksgiving for the U.S. holidays, a huge amount of the segment of population is going to wake up and go, oh no. I do hope you get ready for this. And I appreciate you watching the video. I'll bring you more information as we go along, but your time is really limited to get ready.